have a tripod made out of books. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I am so excited. If my glasses are causing a glare, I'm just going to take them off for a little bit. Because I hate when people record and they have I hate when people record videos with their glasses on. Like, I feel like, one, I can't see you, and it just doesn't come across like it should when it's on camera. So I've taken them off for you. Every year at the end of the year, I do like a wrap up. My birthday falls in December and it is the end of the year, and so everybody's setting their New Year's resolution, and I like to look back at the year that was, and I kind of always write a blog post. I've been doing it for years. I usually do it on LaurenOLauren.com, and I did do this on LaurenOLauren.com, but then I figured it would be kind of cool to turn it into a video. I asked Chat GPT to interview me, and I thought the questions were really good. So this is what I asked, okay? Pretend you're interviewing me for my made-up end-of-the-year show on my blog, www.laurenolauren.com. I just celebrated my birthday, December 10th, and I always write a blog post for my birthday, but this year I wanted to switch it up. So what are some questions you would ask me for this made-believe end-of-year wrap-up show? And the questions are actually quite good, so I figure, why not just turn it into a video? Okay. So Chat GPT has categorized it for me. So the first category is personal reflections. You should definitely try this if you guys haven't. Just ask it to ask you a bunch of questions. Like, it's really good for self-development. I know a lot of people use Chat GPT to like do their work, but it's really good for self-reflection. Like, if there was a situation that happened, you can run the entire situation through Chat GPT, and it will kind of pull from different articles or pull from wherever it needs to pull from to give you like, this was right, this is wrong, this is what I would do. It's actually brilliant in that respect, but we'll talk more about that another time. We're gonna focus on this today, okay? So, the big 37. What does turning 37 mean to you, and how has your perspective on life shifted this year compared to the past? I think for me, turning 37 does not feel like I thought it would. Like, years ago, I thought 37 was like, when you're 37, you are a grown ass woman. You are a big woman. I'm 37 and I do not feel like a grown ass woman. I do not feel like a big woman. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not doing, there's certain things that that are just outside of my character, and I'm not gonna do, and it has nothing to do with my age. So like, these days I enjoy being at home a lot more than, say, not even 27, because when I was 27, I liked being at home. But I'd say like in my early 20s, like 21, 22, I used to like go out a lot more. These days I find so much solace and so much peace being inside and being alone. I've learned that being alone is a luxury, and that is not something I knew before. We used to think that if you're alone, it's like, oh my God, it's so sad. But actually being able to afford to be alone in this modern day and age is actually a luxury. And I want everybody who lives alone or is alone to appreciate that you are able to do life by yourself, and you do not need anybody to split the bills 50-50. People always expect you to have your entire life together at 37, and I find that I'm starting over at 37. I thought that I would be all organized and very much where I'm supposed to be, and I just feel like it's been a complete like 180 for me. Like, it's a complete do-over, and I never would have imagined that, like, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, that this is what 37 would have been like, and I have no regrets. Question number 2, the standout moment. If you could really relive one day from this past year, which would it be and why? I recently saw Yuval Noah Harari speak about his current book, Nexus. If you guys know me, you know that if you guys know me, you know that Yuval Noah Harari is one of my favorite authors, right there beside John Ronson and Malcolm Gladwell. And being in the same room as him, having prestige seats where he could look me in my face and I could look directly at this man, was such a moment. It was October 1st, and if I could live it again, if I could do it again, I would absolutely do it again. That was a moment for me. Good people can become bad people very, very quickly if they feel threatened. So it really doesn't, there's no such thing as a good person or a bad person. Once someone feels threatened, insecurities are one of the most dangerous things. And I think I learned this year that once a person feels threatened by you, it doesn't matter how good you are, they are coming for you in every shape, form, or that is available to them. They're going to come for you. You know, I'm of the belief that like no man is an island, and I super 100% believe that. But I feel like I have really good friends. They're just in different continents, in different countries, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with picking up the phone and FaceTiming my friend. I don't need to have a friend that lives down the street. Even though it's great, I don't think it's necessary. I think maintaining your relationships with the people that you started this life's journey with is super important, and they don't need to live down the street from you. They don't need to be in the same area as you. And I think because, you know, we're living in one of the most loneliest times. Like, they've reported that people now are more lonely than they've ever been before. I think a lot of people, when they move around a lot, they don't have a lot of friends that they can just call and do stuff with right away. And we see that as like a negative, but I'm starting to look at it a little bit different, that, you know, maybe the reason why we don't have it's harder for us to make friends when we move. One is because we're adults and it's a little bit harder, but you know what? Like, these like quick friendships that you're trying to just like resurrect because you need them, it never ends well sometimes. So trying to create a friendship just because you need a friend right now is not the way to go. And the friendships that we formed years ago, they had so much time to mature and develop. And I think that's why they supersede all these little temporary friendships that we make right now, if that makes any sense. 1 second.
Oh, she answered.
You have some nerve.
You have some nerve.
I don't know where I left off at, but I think we're just gonna jump into career and creativity, because the last question was letting go. What's one thing you're leaving behind in 2024? And I don't know if I answered that question or not. So I'm just gonna jump right into the next one. Career and creativity, business wins. GBL hasn't really done a lot this year, but I think me just showing up still is a monumental moment for me, because I feel like a lot of people would have called it quits already. In and of itself, GBL is a great like idea, and I just haven't been able to put as much as I wanted to in it this year. But I think just the fact that I continue to show up, I continue to do what I can. It's very hard to manage it with my personal life, mental health, and like work. So I think just celebrating the small wins, and the small win for me is showing up regardless. I just put out a 25-day detox, 25-day reset. It's completely free. I will list it in this video. I worked on it for a little while, 100% proud of it. And I'm just so glad that I could do something that was like free. It's already gotten a lot of, I've already had over 100 downloads from that PDF. And I think I just released it on Thanksgiving. I believe Thanksgiving Day. So it hasn't been like a month yet, and it's been well received by you guys, and there's no marketing. So it's just my Instagram. So I think for 2025, I definitely want to do a little bit of marketing. We haven't done any really. And so next year I definitely want to like tap into a little bit more marketing for GBL and kind of push it to the limit as much as I can do for 2025. Writing has always been my escape. Like, I'm a writer. That's what I enjoy doing. I can sit down and I can write for hours. I love writing. Writing is the reason why people are not like at my funeral right now, because it's just because I genuinely like to write. I write my thoughts, I write ideas, I write stories. I think just writing has saved me in so many ways. I've been blogging for almost 20 years now, and if it wasn't because I loved writing, I wouldn't be doing it, because I don't make any money from blogging. So it's just out of the love of expressing myself. I truly believe that storytelling is everything. When I watch a movie, with anything, if you look at a commercial, if you look at an ad, or you go to an event, you go to a party, it's the art of storytelling, being able to be captured in so many ways that makes something a success. And 2025, I just want to do more writing. This is one thing you must know about me. I don't really take Instagram as serious as a lot of people do. I don't think Instagram works on its own. I think that, you need to go outside, you need to socialize, you need to be able to do things in the real world in order to make it make sense on social media. I also believe that if you're a creator, if you're a business person, Instagram cannot be your only source of like anything. It is not a platform that we own. I definitely want to start bringing people back to LaurenOLauren.com, and I just posted a blog post recently, maybe yesterday. I'll post a link for it down below. And I put a video that I tried putting on my Instagram. I tried putting it on YouTube Shorts, and it kept getting like flagged, even though there's nothing outrageous in it. I just went to like a drag queen brunch, and the drag queens were performing. There's no nudity. It's like drags, right? And every platform was like blocking it. But when I put it on my website, I'm in control. So I definitely want to start releasing like special content that you will only find on LaurenOLauren.com. I found a way where I can like just put the videos in there, and it's just hosted only on my website, not through YouTube, not through anything. So definitely gonna be doing a lot more of that, because I think the content that you make, you own it, and you have a right to distribute it the way that you want to distribute it, if that makes any sense. I don't want to share it, but just say that next year is going to be an angel number for GBL. It's going to be 555, and I am excited because we're going to be 5 years old September 5th, 2025. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not sharing anything else. That's it. So for my birthday, I had a little dinner with my friends, and I called it the Good Girls. So I think obviously it's because my brand is called Good Body Lifestyle, and anybody that's associated with good body is just a good person. So I think that theme really rung true this year, because I had some issues at the ending of the year, and those were the two people that really stood by my side. And so that's why I called it the Good Girls, because at the end of the day, they were the most unlikely people that I thought would have my back, but they had my back. So advice for your younger self. If you could give 27-year-old Lauren advice, knowing what you know now, what would it be? I think honestly nothing. 27 is when I went back to school. If I'm not mistaken, that's the year when I went back to school, and I was in my first semester. So I think I don't have any advice for my 27-year-old self. She was doing great. This year has been probably one of my worst years for wealth and health, just because I've just been so busy, and just I've not been very intentional this year. I've kind of just let things be this year, just like, just kind of like allowed things to happen. My head is really killing me. I will be back. You guys, I'm on medication, and the side effects are just like, this is a new side effect. Give me a second, I have to take a painkiller. Okay, I am so sorry. It is so dark because I had to go. I was having a really nasty headache, and it just came out of nowhere. So I had to like take a second, take some medication, and wait for it to like cool itself down, and I'm back. Question number 12, work-life balance. So this is something that I literally took as a priority for myself this year because of what happened to me in 2023. I was hospitalized in early April, and it was because I had no work-life balance at all, and it was just not good. And so I had ended up in the hospital, and I decided in 2024 that I wanted to be a little bit more intentional. I would do this thing where I was like working on the weekends, just like working like whenever, right? Like I was so committed. And then in 2024, like kind of like something went off, and I'm just like, why am I doing this? Like, if I can't get it done in the time that it needs to get done, then it just doesn't get done. At the time when I was working, it was like we were short-staffed in my department. And then in 2024, they hired new people. So I took that as an opportunity to like kind of like not work more than 40 hours a week. I would have to say the one thing I did this year that felt illegal was not be as like stressed about tomorrow. I've literally just let the wind take me where it needs to take me. I've just been letting God guide me more than ever. Like I've just been letting things take its course. I've been sitting back. There's a part of Nicki Minaj's song. She has this song where she says, I don't remember which song. I don't know if it's like Bam Bam or like Sleaze. The album that Nicki put out last year, December, has been my favorite album, okay? Period. But she has a line in one of those songs. She's like, I've been sitting back, just letting you bitches lie or something. I feel like that's what I was doing all of this year. I was just sitting back and letting everybody do whatever they want to do. As long as it don't involve me, it don't involve me. But you know that saying, like, you're trying to have a good day, but a bad day is trying to have you. I've been saying that a lot because, like, that's literally the name of my movie for 2024. I was trying to have a good year and a bad year. It's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. So, was I answering? The one thing is just, I guess, just take myself out of the mix this year, and it just felt like illegal. Like, I've just been allowing myself to be cared for, allowing myself to be spoiled, and like not thinking about like what could go wrong, but just living in the moment. And it was just the most amazing feeling. If you've never lived in the moment, or you've never just like let things be, like, you should try it, because it's just so refreshing. Like this year I did a detox, like an actual detox, where my phone was not working, like from Friday to Monday. No TV, no internet. We went to like a resort in Big Sur that was like a wellness retreat where you had no phones or anything, and it was just the most peaceful thing ever. I went to bed on time. I did not have any nightmares. I didn't have any problems falling asleep, and I didn't have any problems waking up. I woke up early, even though I had no phones or no responsibilities during that weekend. It was so different. I think I kind of spoke about it a little bit on my Instagram, but it was so refreshing. I definitely want to do that again in January. Yeah, January, February, I definitely want to do that weekend again. It was so amazing. The first day I freaked out, but like after the second day, I was like, wow, I could really get used to this. And it really made me want to like live like that for like a while. So like, I don't know. That's all I'm going to say about that. These questions from chat were actually not bad. As fucked up as it sound is jealousy. Jealousy is, I read this in the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene many years ago, and I remember telling my friend about this. But this is like my key takeaway from 2024 is that jealousy is a weed. Do not water it. I'm gonna say that one more time. Jealousy is a weed. Don't water it. Jealousy exists, right? But in order for weeds to like catch on and take over, they must be feeding from something. And how we feed it a lot of times is we don't even realize that we're feeding this green-eyed monster. Like, what could be normal to you is not normal to somebody else. And so it might be a big deal to them and it's not a big deal to you. And what you don't think that people are being jealous about, they're actually quite jealous and just insecure and want to like, I don't know, ruin a good thing. Like, you know, just little things that I kept seeing that kind of blew itself up this year just from what I thought was not a big deal. I had a really good friend this year, very good friend. We were very close. And I noticed that she started to like change and started to lie about like little tiny things. I pick up on the lies. I just let it be. It's none of my business. It's almost like she was trying to impress me. That's what I thought it was. And then after a while, I realized it wasn't that she was trying to impress me. She was competing with me and I didn't even realize. She asked me a question randomly. So she started dating this guy and I don't know what the situation is with the guy. It's a very long story and we will save that for a story time. I've never actually done a story time, so we'll do that story time another time. But she basically asked me about this guy. I guess she asked me if I was ever involved with this person. And this is someone, one, who is a very good friend of mine. Two, I'm already involved with someone else. Why would you ask me if I'm involved with that person? Three, this person is, set aside the fact that you and this person have a history together and that's just not who I am. This person is not my type. Like, you don't need to hang out with me for more than 24 hours to know that I would never speak to someone like that. So I don't know if he said something to her, because men have done this before, and women, when it comes on to men, they can change in like the blink of an eye. So I don't know what was said to her, why she even felt like asking me this. It was just so strange. this person doesn't live anywhere near me. Like it was just such a weird situation. But jealousy is the word. That was a long answer for like one thing. But yeah, the word for 2024 is jealousy. And going into 2025, I want me, you, all of us to be more aware of jealousy. Like something as simple as getting flowers at work. You might think, oh my God, I'm so loved and I'm so cared for. Somebody else is looking at that like, yo, this bitch. Like it's just like the smallest things. It's like, it's not like we're trying to hide our happiness or whatever, but you would be surprised to know the thoughts. If we could hear the thoughts of man, if we could hear the thoughts of people when we are in a room with them, that would just be, can you imagine if you had one wish and that one wish was, when I'm in, and I just want to hear what people are thinking for like a day. Would you even leave your house again after that? Because the mind of people, not nice. Question number 15, gratitude. What are you most grateful for as the year comes to an end? I am grateful for so many things. I was literally just talking to LaurenOLauren just now and I was just like, yo, everything that was a setback for me this year ended up being like a good thing. So I think one of the things I'm most grateful for is my adaptability. Number one is being able to pivot. I think that was a word, that was like a word I kept seeing a lot at the end of 2023 and the beginning of 2024. And it's quickly become like one of my favorite words. It's being able to adapt. I think like knowing that like bad things are going to happen to every single one of us. And it's not that you're never gonna fall down, or it's not like there's something wrong with falling down. You will fall down, but the ability to get back up is what I'm grateful for. I am so grateful for my tenacity and my will. I am grateful for the people around me and the people that God keeps putting around me, because he puts the people that I need. I always have the right people around me. Like, don't get me wrong. I will encounter snakes. I always do. Come on. Jesus had fucking enemies. Let's talk about that for a second. So it comes with the territory, but knowing that you have the people that you need to get out of these situations around you is just like, why would I not be grateful? These past couple of months have showed me just how blessed and how lucky I am. There's a Bible verse that keeps repeating in my head. I don't know, I can't get rid of it. I don't remember where in the Bible it says this, but God will prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies, something of that nature. That has been my life. Like every single time they try to come at me, there's an external force saying, no, this girl is mine. I'm going to protect her. You can back off. And it's just, to God be the glory. To God be the glory. Amen. All right, number 16. This is the last question. Don't underestimate anybody. And I don't mean in that don't underestimate them because they will get the job done. I mean, don't underestimate people to really fucking do what they need to do if they feel threatened by you. Okay, don't underestimate nobody. I think that's one of the biggest lessons that I learned this year. It's like, I never thought people would go to the lengths that they've gone, and they went there and they went past that. And then after they passed that, they went past it again. So don't underestimate people, and don't underestimate yourself. You might think that and I said this on my Instagram too, like you might think that you are a non-factor, or like nobody's paying attention to you. Girl, people are paying attention to you. My guy, people are paying attention to you. People are paying attention to you. They're watching your every move. Someone is watching you. So it doesn't matter how many followers you have or any of that. Just know that you always have an audience. So you have to wake up every single day and show out, because they're watching, and they're watching for you to fall. And they're not just watching, sometimes they're doing what they need to do to make sure that you fall. So you have to do what you need to do to make sure that all your ends are secured, that everywhere you turn, you have eyes there and you have protection there. So I know I sound like some freaking, what do you call those people? I sound like one of those, like, what's that word? You know those people like who believe like in aliens and like iPhones or like a message from, you know what I'm talking about? Like those people that like, what is that word? Like, I can't remember, but that's what I sound like right now. But I'm actually being dead serious. I want every single person watching this video to know that you are important and that people are watching you who you don't even think are watching you. People are paying attention to you who you never expected paying attention to you. Keep showing up. Keep showing up as your authentic self. Don't go out of your way to put on an image for anybody, to make anybody feel comfortable. A lot of times we are tempted to kind of dumb ourselves down a little bit or make ourselves a little bit more welcoming so that we can, so the people around us can feel a little bit more welcomed in our presence. Don't fucking do that, because people are gonna dislike you regardless, and they're gonna find, if people dislike you, they will find a reason to dislike you. So at least if you're being your 100% authentic self, if they dislike you, that's on them. And it doesn't matter because you're being you. So at least at the end of the day, you don't need to be like, yo, I wasn't even being myself. No, I was being myself and they didn't like it, and that's fine. So be yourself. Don't ever dumb down to make anybody feel comfortable. If they're uncomfortable, they can leave. They can walk out. Let them leave. Yeah? Have an amazing holiday. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And put more ideas for videos that you guys want to see below. And like I said, use Chat GPT and ask Chat GPT to like sum up your year and tell me like what you came up with, okay? Comment down below, DM me. A couple of you have DM'd me on Instagram from my vlogs, checking in on me. I just want you guys to know that whenever you guys reach out to me on Instagram with like suggestions or ideas, I will never feel offended if it's coming from a genuine place. A lovely young lady just sent me this message about like sunlight and vitamins and like depression, and I appreciate you so much. This community will always be one of my favorite communities on the internet. There's no community like the YouTube community. Okay, bye.